We're back. 24 May. I got all kinds of new kit, tech shit I'm working with here. So bear with me. And I'm also on the wrong, I'm on my wrong Wi-Fi channel. I got 3 Wi-Fi channels. You don't give a shit about this. I'm hoping this thing doesn't stutter. Let me know if it does. How's everybody doing tonight? We got a off-the-cuff show, myself. Of course, my main man, one of the 3 one of the 3 olive drab hooligans, Mr. Bryce Hooper, will be in the house. I'll bring him in a second. And once he gets his fucking shit together, Mr. Ryan Lindley will be joining us, who's been on the show before. Let's bring in Bryce. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I got I don't normally like boom mics and headphones, but I can't figure out how to route this through this. It's a fucking bit of a schmozzle.
Looks like you're on a podcast now. Are you famous?
I know. And like I got the deep, rich sound thanks to Aphex processing and all kinds of shit. And I've soundproofed the shit out of my entire studio.
Nice.
So, hey, there's our man right there. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Getting Sauce podcast, put your hands together for Mr. Ryan Lindley.
Put your hands together for someone else's daughter.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna try and link this to my shit.
Yeah, go ahead. We're still doing. Everybody, go grab a beer that's watching or listening. Hang on, I put the chat on. His fucking mic boom arm is in the wrong place. I'm totally not ready for anything here.
You're not going to make any friends, and you're not.
We're actually live, though. We're actually live. Like my phone told me we're live.
What?
Like the other times.
Oh, we are live.
20 fucking minutes.
Hey,
what's wrong with you?
30 minutes later, and we're talking about nothing.
Fuck, we got to do it again, guys. We shit in bed because I've been drinking all fucking day.
Are we seriously live?
Yeah.
You cunts.
We're army guys, bud. We have timings. You come in at fucking 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but did you run your intro and shit, or?
Yeah, you missed it all.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, okay. We're already here.
Yeah, it's like 6:04.
There's the warning.
Wow.
Don't worry. Nobody's watching. It's going well.
Sure, yes. Talking to the
masses. Doesn't matter. They're gonna look back on it. I'm gonna put it on the fuck
you want, man.
I gotta read these instructions now. Open Facebook group settings. Like,
do you know how to get your fucking your computer to play audio through your roadcaster?
Maybe we should
say Danielle.
that for offline.
Hey, yeah, we probably should. It's not a fucking tech support show. Could you
just gonna say what the hell is
right?
This?
Tech tips with Ryan Lindley.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, I'm the worst for it. That's the best part. I want to put it through to my Getting Sauced Facebook group, but I open Facebook group app settings.
I don't think
so we are doing this.
Anybody.
You better know your password too.
Oh, wait a second.
Prompt you 6 times.
I'm glad Danielle jumped in to watch us fuck around with tech issues.
I don't know I don't even know my Facebook password. That's the problem.
Are people still on Facebook? Isn't that just some fucking dumb place?
You have no idea what's going on.
From Twitter to argue with people on?
No, dude. You know what? Twitter has literally this is number 16 in the market for social media, and Facebook is number 1. So if you want to promote stuff,
wow,
and you don't show up on Facebook, you can laugh at it and be that boomer all you want about Facebook. Yeah. Make fun of it, sure, that's fine, but you're gonna miss out. That's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, that's why I've always kept it. It's the easiest way to market anything.
That's correct.
You want to launch a new business, you want to launch a side hustle, you want to launch a fucking anything, you put it on Facebook.
That's it.
You ask 500
I don't want to go back to that, man.
You don't have to. I'll cover you for it. It's fine,
That's
dude.
Fine.
No. You can cover all the other ones. I'll stay on Facebook.
I'm just about done with fucking Twitter. I'm not lying.
No. Yeah. Well, I left Twitter and I will not look back. I've got 500 and some odd friends in my my Getting Sauced the podcast group now. 518. I'm looking at it right now because I'm trying to get it set up.
On Twitter?
Followed, yeah. No, on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Twitter, I had like 8,000 people. I don't even give a shit because you know what? I post a picture of a brisket on Twitter, and then all of a sudden, Trudeau fucking loves brisket. It's like you know what I mean? Like I can't deal with it. So
no, I gotta get off of it like fucking right away. And if it means if the lesser of two evils is Facebook over Twitter, I will go back
It's sad, but you know
You're the
what? I
Fire
left.
Perfect Facebook page.
I left Facebook and I was in a rage. It was during the pandemic, of course, right? So like
Yeah.
most of the misinformation that you read was on Facebook, and that's because it was all like long form posts and people were posting their shit and whatever, and like aunts and uncles that were 60 years old on Facebook because that's who's there. They fall for everything on fucking social media. Boomers are the fucking worst, right? So you would see it, and I just got sick of it, and I'm like, fuck it. And this is when like the old Twitter crew before that, like before the Elon times, ran Twitter. I'm like, I'm going back to Twitter, and I loved it. It was like, okay, at least it's if it's bullshit, it's only 140 characters. You don't have to fucking. It's not a diatribe of garbage.
Yeah.
Now, Elon's made it so that if you pay $8 a month, you can write 2,000 words. You can post a 2-hour long video on Twitter if you're verified now. I can't.
Fuck that. I could do the same shit on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Right?
I can do it on Facebook and
Make reels.
at least,
yeah,
and at least in like Facebook and YouTube, the stuff that we're doing now, you can like my group, like getting sauce, it's moderated, right? So I've got people that are there to check and make sure that nobody's on there going, oh, fucking, you were friends with Dean Blundell and you're a piece of shit because he was a fucking homophobe. And then my mods, boom, they're gone. You know, like, so it's gone. Twitter, you can't do that. You can block them yourselves, but it's just a constant barrage of like garbage. You're feeding into a cycle. You're reading that cycle. You're sitting in a negative fucking airspace the entire time.
It's toxic. I feel when I open up Twitter, which is rarer than it used to be.
Yeah.
What the hell's that say? Oh, you paired it. You did it.
I finally did it.
Yay. So
are we live on Facebook group
on
now?
my Facebook group? We are getting sauce, boys. Welcome.
When I open up Twitter, there it is. We're live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which these fucking guys are convincing me to get back to. And they got me there. I'm halfway there.
Do it.
You got to do it, man. And I'm telling you, like, there's guys like, and guys especially in like the stuff that we love to do, barbecue. There's like there's so many like cool little things that, and you can isolate yourself from the bullshit, the dirge.
100%.
And the dirge is it's inescapable on social media. Like that's just 100%. Like you can go to YouTube, you can go to anywhere. You can go on these new I'll call them like safe spacey fucking social media places, and you'll still find assholes.
Oh, you're a safe injection site.
Trolls.
Okay, gotcha.
a safe misinformation injection site.
There you go.
You know, that's fine. But at least Facebook has, especially when you're doing like these controlled groups, like I do with Getting Sauce, the podcast group, and like my own Facebook. I've recently reopened it up to public, so I'm just waiting for it to get barraged with garbage because of my current or former associations. Right? Fine, yeah. I don't care. I'll just block those people. But in my group, which is where I spend 90% of my time on Facebook, is in my own group. They're the best people ever. Like it's all about food. It's all about jokes. It's all about like, we're laughing about stuff. There's nothing. I don't hear about politics. I haven't listened. Today was the first time in like back in the day, you know what my old role used to be.
Yeah.
Today we got in the car to go to the res to get darts. Okay. It's the first time I've been in the car with the radio on in 3 fucking days. It's the first time I listened to the news. Do you know how nice it's been? Do you know how nice my last 3 days have been? And I've noticed my cycle of ever since getting out of that game, I'm happier. I sleep better. I'm not, and yes, if you have the control of like self-control to not be affected by that stuff, if you're in it day in and day out, God bless you. I appreciate you. If you can actually like do that every day, good for you. I can't.
It's like a controlled substance.
Yeah.
I get friends,
exactly,
friends that are not on any social media. None. They're not on Twitter.
Those are the happiest people you know.
Never been there.
100% right there.
You know? You guys also still have VHS tapes. They use the word Chesterfield, not couch. They use the word Oriental, not Asian.
Yeah. No, it's true.
You know what I mean?
So you miss out. You do miss out, but at the same time, you also miss out on that constant. And it's just a constant.
It's actually a smart idea, Danielle. pulling away and just putting some talk radio on for background noise.
Now,
Yeah, but no,
100%.
great segue.
oh, sure. But if you're listening to AM talk radio, you better be in a market that's not owned by some fucking conservative or liberal
Yeah.
fucking.
Or
Definitely don't put on a state-owned fucking radio station
you
like
can
CBC,
do
for God's sakes. Because
is
all you're going to be
listen
listening
to,
to is panic, panic, panic.
Yeah, or it's the same fear from the right.
100,
Like
100.
we're both just as bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Here's
You know what I mean? So unless you find a
wasn't
place
attacking
like,
either side.
as you said, Chris, the
listen to
segue.
Revolution Radio.
That's it.
Go to revolutionradio.live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the first show. Is it episode? Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Of the mixtape with Army Chris with my special guest, 30-year radio guy, Mr. Chris Myers.
Wow.
I plugged that earlier than planned, but Danielle brought up radio.
Hey, listen, I listened to Chris on the Sound Off podcast with our boy over at Sound Off, and his interview there was fucking fantastic.
He told me
that.
a fucking funny story. He had to change his name because they already had a Chris guy when he was in Regina, so his name was fucking Steve Hendricks. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Sounds like a 70s porn star name.
That's what I said. It's like, why didn't you just go
Dick Broom on
You
him?
should have went with fucking Murdoch. You know?
You made me choke.
They said, well, what's your mother's maiden name? And he says Hendricks, which is a cool fucking name.
That is
obviously.
a cool name. Absolutely.
So he was going
Good
by
gen, too.
Jesus.
Steve Hendricks on 100 point, oh my God, all Celine all day. Some shit like that, right?
Is my wife in the comments here? What's the name of our weather guy? Oh, it's Ruddick. I'm sorry. No, it was Paul Hendricks was the sports guy and Steve Ruddick was the weather guy. Okay. I heard the two names and I got them mixed up, but yeah, it was the same idea. It's almost like they have like a bucket. You know what it reminds me of? Mandarin. When you go to the Mandarin, do you guys have Mandarin in Alberta? Chinese restaurant,
the Chinese like the fucking food court thing. Yeah,
the buffet. So when here in Ontario, there's tons of them, right? And you've got guys that are like straight, like they came from Pearson Airport and got a job at the Mandarin. Okay, and they're like they can barely get through telling you like anything on the menu, but their name on their name tag, Dave.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah,
I knew these guys back in the 90s.
Hang on, let me finish this. You're gonna love this. So we went out one night. We were fucking half cocked, right? So and I saw and he was so nice. Like he was just a nice dude. I'm like, buddy, please teach us your actual name. I know your name is not Dave. Please teach us your name. We'll learn your name, and that's what we want to call you for the night. And he's looking around like he was going to get in trouble, and he told us his actual, like his real, like Mandarin
first name. Yeah.
And it's funny. It was a Mandarin,
and it started with an X.
And like, Mandarin restaurant, and he is a Mandarin. He was Mandarin. And so he told us his name. So we were calling him that all night long. And you could see all the other servers just kind of looking at us every time we would say it.
Why there's respect over there? What is going on?
His name is Matthew. What are you doing?
Yeah. Why is Dave being called?
So I think it's the same as radio. They all just have a bucket. They put their hand in the first name and last name buckets. Yep. My name is now Steve Hendricks.
Hendricks. I didn't realize they have a random fucking name generator. Brr, bam. Okay, you're this.
I didn't realize that you just take your mother's maiden name and that you go with.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I know a couple guys that have they use their real names, and because they have like fucking easy to use names. Like you wouldn't use my last name on the radio. That would never fucking work. Ryan could.
I could. Yeah,
mine is.
If it was my mom.
Off the tongue. Yeah,
but
yours does, Bryce.
We got a friend we have a friend here in Edmonton whose last name was too German, so they made him fucking change it.
Oh yeah.
Would your mother's maiden names work?
Mine wouldn't. I don't know. Radcliffe? I don't think so. Maybe.
Dubé. Absolutely. Dubé.
Savokaitis. S-A-V-O-K-A-I.
Yeah, you're not going with that one.
Yeah, I know. It's happening. But there's a guy, and I swear to God, I heard, and again, thinking about news radio, which I listened to today, there's a reporter here with our 24-hour news station, which is, I do have on in the car, because I do like to know what's going on locally, right?
Yeah.
His name, I swear to God, is Conrad. No, Conrad. No, it's a weird one. It's his last name's McSweeney. What is it, Ashley? What's his name? We always laugh about it. Like his name's like Conrad McSweeney. It's like you couldn't come up with a better fucking radio name. Like, did your program director not sit you down when you first got a job and went,
Yeah, like
listen,
a radio name. It has it can't be
Cormac McSweeney is his name.
Cormac
I swear to God, his first name is Cormac. It's like,
if that's his real birth name, dude, that's pretty hardcore. Yeah.
yeah, there she knows who I'm
Cormac.
talking about. We laugh about it every time. It's like it's a great Irish name, but listen, you got to figure this out.
Oh, yeah.
well, because there's names that wouldn't work either. Like they can't be too vanilla. Like Bob Smith. Okay, no one can
Bryce
talk about you,
Hooper.
Bob. You gotta. I feel
Definitely.
like you need a strong one syllable last name.
What about Broadway Bill Lee from remember Broadway Bill? Like had the
Yeah, but he threw in a nickname in there, so you get away with
Broadway
that.
Bill. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, there might
If
be
it was
something
just
there.
Bill Lee, people will be like, "Who the fuck's that
Fuck
guy?"
is Billy?
So, are you going to be Army Chris on the new radio show, Chris?
Yeah,
That's going to be your name. Okay,
That's a pretty
Yeah.
cool moniker to go with.
it is.
By the way.
It really
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
I didn't give me that.
And
Anybody
it's
who
not
gives me all-
self-generated. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not self-generated. That was
It's
given
not
me by a
T-Bone.
radio station. So 95.7 Cruise FM gave me that name. If you give yourself a nickname, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the George Costanza, right? T-Bone.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Call me
But
T-Bone.
I met these guys
We
in
already have a
the
T-Bone.
these guys in the motorcycle community that like they gave themselves their nicknames and they had them stitched on their shit.
Oh
Like
my
I'm Chip Bag and this is fucking whatever. Get the
Colostomy
fuck out of
hose.
here. Because there's always a guy named in every club. There's always a guy named Wrench. I'm like, let me guess.
Oh, yeah.
He's the mechanic. Yeah, how'd
Yeah.
you know that, bro?
Yeah.
Just fucking go away. Go
It's
be
funny because the guys I
Yeah.
used to work with in the Italian sector, if anybody was called the wrench, it had nothing to do with mechanics. Just so you know.
yeah. Well, that's a different group.
Yeah, but I laugh. Like if anybody ever, oh, my name's Dave, but people call me this. It's like,
They call
all
me Tiny, and he's some
Right.
giant guy, right? Of
Yeah,
course they call
yeah.
you.
oh, it's my
Tiny.
favorite.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
That's my
6'7" and 400 pounds. Of course, you're tiny. Yeah, of course. Do you want to cuddle too, buddy, or what?
That's my favorite when people just assume it too. Oh, hey, Tiny. It's like, oh wow, you're fucking original, bro. So original. Like that's amazing. So funny.
Oh wow,
Bryce's
James.
voice
Paul
sounds like Paul Atkinson. That's the guy from Eager Beaver on Crier.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'll
You know,
take that as a huge
Paul-
compliment because he's
that
got
is-
one
that-
hell
that
of a
Paul's
voice.
got a great voice. He
Yeah,
does.
he does. Yeah.
He does this thing called
Blue
I haven't done it in a
jacket
while.
guy.
The podcast. They go to the Lieutenant's Pump in Ottawa down on Elgin Street, and they sit in
Those
the
good dudes.
pub, which is a fucking awesome pub. I've been
That's
there a few
great
times,
idea, too.
and they just do a podcast all day from the pub.
Nice.
I'm like, that's fucking, and anybody can jump on. Anybody.
I wonder
Too
if there's
vanilla though.
I wonder if there's a local hookah bar or something that could host us, so that way we could smoke.
Fuck
all
you.
of the
You need to
things.
start your own
Yeah.
fucking dope smoking hippie psychedelic journey podcast. I'm
No
not
shit.
having that shit. But I'll tell you what, James.
We're all
D.
going to
Floyd
Bryce
would totally
Mushroom
get in
Farm.
on that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
James would be all down for that. James, if
Fuck
if
yeah.
if Bryce
Mushroom
starts his own journey podcast,
Oh yeah, Bryce would be all over that. I think James is in Ottawa right now. I saw him post something.
James would be down with that for sure.
yeah.
Cool.
So maybe he can dirty up that pubcast because you know what, that pubcast is. It's a great idea, but those two guys are so innocent and nice, and they're too. Could you imagine the three of us in a pub doing a pubcast?
Oh, bud.
like
yes.
the first 45 minutes would be fine. Like they'd be
On
great.
mushrooms too, though. Oh yeah, I love these
I'm not-
comments.
I don't-
By the way,
listen,
yes,
I'm
bring
not-
it all of it.
I'm not doing mushrooms in public ever. There's no way, man.
It's fine. You can stay at home, Army Chris. We're gonna do mushrooms with black.
No, I'll just drink beer.
I've
Watch
never
the
done
podcast,
mushrooms.
'cause I got to bring all
Never,
my.
never. Oh,
It's
I
like
do
an illustrator.
Oh,
mushrooms.
when you come out, we're doing mushrooms, man.
Not scares me, man.
Yeah. I'll
That's
bring some
scary.
groovy ones over.
It'll be your
That's,
favorite thing, but you got to be in the right space and time. We're not turning it into that Bryce. Fuck you. You're trying to jack my shit again.
Oh no, hang on. I want to talk to him. He's
Okay.
the pro.
You guys ask him the questions. He knows.
He's the pro. I want to
He'll
know:
move you up here.
is it true that the reason why, like guys like me that are kind of apprehensive about this, because believe me, I've been looking at psilocybin. I have a friend that actually invested in medical psilocybin here in Toronto, and he's a very well-to-do a business dude.
Oh wait. Oh. Did we just lose him?
No, I'm still here. Sorry, Ryan. I was trying to fucking take me out.
Super
Keep going.
producer. But so he's doing that. I want to know, is there truth behind the fact that it's all about your mindset going in? Is that
100.
what causes you
So
that apprehension?
Apprehension won't cause bad trips because you can still set your setting before you go into it. And if you've got other people that are around you creating that apprehension while you're going into that trip, that's only going to lead to it even worse. You really have to have a whole set and setting. Oh, I've got mushrooms. I've always got mushrooms, friend.
So if I was hanging out, if we were all hanging out, just having a chill night,
I got lots here.
That's kind of the setting you need to ease into that and be like,
okay, and small amounts. You don't want to go into a 10-gram night at your buddy's house, but
no, he'd have to get introed into it. Like it is. I tell you right now, it is my preferred drug over weed all day.
Really, eh? So tell me about microdosing. I keep hearing about this microdosing thing where people are actually like functional and doing things. Is that a thing? Like, is that? Oh, it's you.
Fuck you. Bullshit.
Okay, that's at the right dose.
That's like taking
microdose
of beer.
Yeah.
No, don't compare it to beer. At a microdose,
I tried microdosing.
It'll help with your pain. It'll help with your anxiety. It also helps in public spaces for me because then I become a person because I am not a good human. I fucking hate people.
Yeah, same here.
With the right dose that I have found over the last several years, I can take that and my pain is gone to an extent. It's just like a micro dose of cannabis, like an edible. It's no different, man. You're not going to blast off to the stars, not like a huge psychedelic unless you're taking major doses. Even at a 0.25 or a 0.5, there's a lot of people that'll go throughout their day, no problem. I know there hasn't been many podcasts that I haven't jumped on and I've got at least 0.25 of a milligram on me because it stimulates my brain that little bit. Makes me want to be a person.
Well, you know what? Like, I'm going to ask you, are you actually on something now?
Just weed. Okay. It's just cannabis right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
But
it's
4 weeks ago.
Yes. It's very accusatory when I say, are you on something right now?
Yeah.
Not what I mean, but I don't smoke. Like, I can't smoke weed. I get I get so high. Like, I get ultra high if I smoke. Like, I used to smoke in high school. Don't get me wrong. I have the best story. Like, Ashley and I, when we first started dating, we went out on my birthday. It was the first birthday we celebrated while we were dating. Like, we were like 3 months into our relationship. We went out to a pub. We had a nice night. It was very calm. It was an acoustic set. It was a nice, we had a couple of drinks and it was like home by 11. Nobody's drunk. And
yeah,
Ashley partakes in cannabis. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of your pipe, do you have any papers? She says, yeah. I said, roll a joint. Let's have so I'm totally down. Like, it's my birthday. Fuck it. Let's have some fun. So she rolls this joint and it wasn't no crazy cannon or nothing. It was just a pinner and it was great. Yeah. And I'm hauling on this thing like I was 17 years old in high school, right? I haven't smoked weed since high school at this point, by the way. And you guys broke fucking weed, just so you guys know. But so I smoked this and she comes back out. She was inside. She comes back outside. I hand it back to her and she looks, she goes, wow, you really did a number on that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all good. We're having a conversation on the back deck. I'm literally leaning on the railing of the deck and we're just chatting. And we got we made Caesars when we got home. Like we're a big party. And
there you go.
She's talking and I'm listening to her. And the only thing I can ever equate this to is, when you walk down an aisle in a department store that has pillows or stuffed animals and the rest of the store is insulated and it feels like the pillows are right against your head. And I'm looking at her and she's talking and her words are fading and fading and fading. And next thing I know, I open my eyes and my head is in her lap. I passed out. Apparently I fell to my knees and I just kind of did a twist and went on my back into her lap. So when I woke up, I'm laughing. She's about to call 911 because she thinks she's killed me. And I'm like, why are we down here? I'm asking questions. Right? Like, what's going on?
It's amazing.
Go to get back up and fell down again. Right. So it's like, okay, I can't smoke weed.
No,
So
you just gotta control that intake, my man.
well, that too, right? I'm a very impulsive person, right? So if something tastes good, I want it all. That's
100.
why that's
I
why I'm a
hear
fat
you.
guy. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Yeah.
I realized that I'm gonna try edibles.
Yes.
So she used to get her weed from this place that would deliver to the house. That every time they would deliver, they would give us a bag of these cool little edibles.
Okay.
I I when I started that, I was Captain Fantastic. It was no problem. I'd hit the couch, I'd giggle until I fell asleep, and we had a good time. I could even get up if I had to, all good.
Yeah.
Ashley can't do edibles. It's like we're total polar
Oh,
opposites,
wow.
right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so she so we said, let's try this in a controlled setting now that we know that I have this weed that you guys have broken has this on me. I'm going to try this in a different setting. So I sat down, well, I went pee and we had
Oh,
some friends over
smart.
for a
Yeah.
campfire, right? So I'm like, I'm going to have a pee. I'm going to get a beer. I'm going to put it in my cup holder in my chair and I'm going to be comfy I could sit here for hours now. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And sure enough, if I even tried, like same stuff, same everything, I smoked it again. And if I would have tried to stand up, I would have fell in that fire. So I was like,
Damn.
okay, I know my limit. I know I can't smoke.
Do
Vaping,
we do we
vaping's
remember what that is, Ashley? I need some wheelchair weed, man. I need
this
to
is
try some of that.
yeah, this was years ago. She might. I don't think that was our old friend Ashley, if you remember whatever he used to send at that point. But yeah, so I'd be like, okay, I'm a mess. So I tried vaping this year.
Yeah.
Tried it for the first
That's even
time, right?
quicker, yeah.
Oh yeah, but it was manageable, right? So there's a video that's floating around on the internet somewhere right now of me that she took and sent to like
Yes.
Dean and the guys back in the
Yeah.
day. And it ended up somewhere. And there's me, and I'm absolutely like just high as a kite talking to people like that aren't even in the room. But I'm still able to, I'm mobile, I'm upright and
Yeah.
retaining fluids, I'm not peeing or anything. Like, everything's fine.
Yeah.
But so I know my limits. Like I'm not a usual user. That's why things like
Yeah.
psilocybin really make me nervous.
Wow, okay, you gotta look at it too, because from what Ashley is saying, critical mass, you definitely have to take it easy on that.
Oh,
And
okay.
that strain, and then you just decided that all of it, that's why you were just like, I'm surprised that you didn't grow wings and fly away.
I don't know what it is, right?
It's
Like
the
I have
same thing with psilocybin, though. There's different
Okay.
You're
strains
still
out there.
talking about this shit.
Yeah,
Going out of smoke.
yeah.
All right, we
Microdosing
won't
is like
hijack your
riding
show anymore, Chris. Sorry, it was just it's an interesting conversation, and I know Bryce is really
Yeah.
well versed in this stuff, so it's nice. I don't get to talk to him very often. We see each other on social media like in passing, so when we get these odd conversations,
Oh, it's fair.
I like to pick his brain because I
When
know
you
he's
get out here next, I'll give you the fucking dummy's guide to doing mushrooms, how I do them.
Yeah, and you know what I want to do is I'm going to bring over some dabs. I want to see you do a dab.
See, I don't want to get this.
I'll just get stupid.
Okay, so every once in a while, okay, but I want to learn how to use this stuff
Yeah.
to make me a better person. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, talk
Yeah.
to me, dude. Grab my digits from Chris. I
I'll
can
send you
definitely walk you
Bryce's
through that.
contact info.
Yeah.
But
All right.
microdosing's like riding a fucking Sportster. Like,
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
It'll
yeah.
get
I don't do
point
that.
B. I don't need to be fucking thrilled. I just want to get through the commute.
No,
You know
no,
what I
no.
mean?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how you bring it up, and then like you don't crush a whole bunch and go, I'm not fucking feeling anything. And then go,
I
Like-
did that with edibles. I did
Same shit. You gotta wait, ride it out, enjoy it,
Yeah.
and then you'll know when it's time to have a little more. And I just grind up a little bit. I put them on some cream cheese on a cracker, and I eat it.
Yeah.
Fucking,
You know
it's
what I
great.
Actually a good idea.
You know what I
Or
can't do?
chocolate.
Really good, man. We're cutting into the culinary side here, which is what we want to
Yeah,
do.
I'm
Just how you
down.
mix. Actually, me and Dave, we made magic mushroom chicken wings.
Ooh.
I grinded a whole bunch up, threw them into the mix on the wings, and it was
Where
fabulous.
is Dave? I haven't
He's
seen Dave.
he's gone for wings. It's Wednesdays at wing night. Actually, I don't know what kind he's eating, but he's gone for wings, man. So that's what we did, and So Dave used to live in Parksville, and you
What's
can
that?
get mushrooms everywhere there on Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
And they would like take the mushrooms, boil them, make tea,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then they would take the mushrooms out of the tea, and then they just order a cheese pizza and throw them all in the pizza and crush that.
Oh my God.
100%.
They're really miling it out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right?
I
So
knew
Oh, you guys
I
are
knew a
nuts.
guy who used to take the veggie tray at a work party and center out all of the peppers, the many peppers,
yeah,
and throw
right.
in just enough of mushrooms and put the cap back on. So once you bite through it, you wouldn't know the difference
you
between a
wouldn't know
crunch or not.
you're till you saw
Fucking
it.
boom.
Light bulb.
Oh,
No, I mean, I learned about this much, you know, about a quarter, you know, a caribou, and
caribou.
chop a
Yeah, nice.
caribou, and we grind it up, chop it all up, and I mix it with some cream cheese, throw it on a fucking Triscuit or a Breton, whatever the cracker of your choice is, and eat it, and then wait, enjoy
All
it,
right.
and then have another one, but not smash a whole bunch like I've seen a lot of people do,
Okay.
and then they're just fucked up. So it's
Oh,
because if you go too
control
far,
that
it's a
too.
bad space.
You can't
yeah. I wasn't like I say, I don't like being out of control ever.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing for
You
me
can
too.
also you can work your way up to consciously being able to do like 10 grams and still operate a vehicle if need be. Hypothetically, I know there's people out there who've worked up to those
Well,
doses.
we're pushing scientific hypothetical limits here, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a lightweight on weed, and again, just to cap it all off, is mushrooms are definitely my preferred go-to to have a nice time. But I would never, you know, I'm not at James's level, but I'm not doing it
Yeah.
in public.
James is like the advanced Sherpa.
Yeah, he's next level, fucking like
Yeah.
10th degree
Yeah,
black
yeah.
belt mushroom crusher. That would be my thing. I want to move on.
James the
Enough,
Fury,
enough.
yeah.
We were talking about drugs for 20 minutes here. I had a smoke break. I literally had a smoke.
What is your program director telling you we're running out of time, or
No, we get fucking as much time as we want. It's my show.
exactly? That's what
I
I'm
want
saying.
to talk about what's going on with Getting Sauced and all the great stuff that's been coming out, man, because you've been smashing. I know you hate editing, so I'm going to let you kind of like steer the ship on that.
Oh fuck, dude! It's don't ISO me. I fucking hate that. Please stay on screen with me. It makes me.
Oh, I'm in because I was part of it all.
Yeah, you really were, and you were actually You were the driving ship. Don't put that shit on me. You were the one that's your vision. And it's funny when you find a crew, and I got to say this, okay, and you're gonna let me say it. When you find a crew of guys that have the same mentality and the same kind of vision of what you want to do when it comes to creating content, it's like finding needles in haystacks because everybody has their own kind of idea. And every time you and I have done something, stop it. Take me out, you fuck.
Big sexy. Look at that big shiny head, man.
I
Just
know,
go
that's
lick
the
that
problem.
for a
Look
minute.
at that
Look at
thing.
it. Just oh yeah.
It's not even freshly shaved.
Yeah. You look good. Don't worry about it.
My OnlyFans is gonna go down now. Fuck.
Keep going.
It's tough to find that. And when you do, and it's gonna sound fucking hacky, but you know what? It's special because you can really convey a message. And I think what we've done with Getting Sauce to this point has conveyed a message of, hey everybody, it's Ryan, it's Chris, it's Ray, it's everybody. We've left the dirge and the garbage behind, and I'd like to show you what I'm passionate about, and I'd like to light that passion under you. And if you can follow along and you feel that with me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
If my aim was always to be, like I always said, one thing Canada, and this is before he even died, I said one thing Canada is missing is a guy like Anthony Bourdain. And
yeah, and you and I both gravitate to him.
Yeah, because
huge.
Well, exactly, because he, like, the way he tells a story, it warrants, like, whoever it is he's telling the story about, it's warranted. Canada is, and he did some stuff up here. He did some stuff in Toronto. He did some stuff in Montreal. He did a few shows up here, and the way he told it, it's like that's what we need. This everywhere. We need this. Like there should be. I would watch that show weekly in Toronto if somebody did the good restaurants here in Toronto
for sure.
If
man.
somebody went to Edmonton and Calgary and did the actual fucking hot spots there that had amazing food, I'd watch that because it was the way he told the story, and I like people are like, oh. Anthony Bourdain's show is on Spotify. The CNN show is on Spotify. But it was a show on TV. It's like if you actually shut your eyes and listen, you didn't need the visuals. He would just fucking tell you what you were seeing.
Exactly.
And you could smell it the way he fucking
100%.
quoted it.
It's like his book Kitchen Confidential, because I'm blind, I can't see shit anymore. I'm old. So I downloaded the audio book, and the best part about that is it's narrated by him. So he authored it and then narrated it. So you're living the experience, and it's just so different.
I've told people anytime you actually are interested in an autobiography by somebody, you need to hear it in their voice. If they did an audiobook, and don't get me wrong, I love reading. I do love to crack a spine on a book and fucking read. I have that weird fucking olfactory thing about book smells and all that stuff. I do love that. But at the same time, when they can emote it and they can put the inflection in the certain words that they wrote,
and he knows exactly what he's trying to say.
Exactly. And you hear that story and I don't care about your political leanings. One of the best books I ever listened to on tape was Barack Obama's book.
No shit.
And it was amazing, and it wasn't politically biased. Like it wasn't like a liberal fucking versus conservative thing. It was just a story about his presidency, right? So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I'll listen to it. It was one of the best storytellings I've ever heard because at the points he wanted to laugh, he laughed. At the points he wanted to sound, he was angry. He was angry. You read that story different. It hits different when they actually went, and you enjoy and you soak it in different, right? Anthony Bourdain, 100%. Somebody said he's the GOAT. Yeah, Danielle said he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT when it comes to actually telling a story. 100%.
I agree.
That's what I wanted to aim for with Getting Sauced. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So people were like, okay, but you took over a food truck and it was like very, it was flashy the way you guys did. I'm like, you're right. That was kind of like the intro to Getting Sauced. That's not what Getting Sauced is going. We're not just going to go around and take over people's kitchens. That's not what the show is supposed to be. It's going to be storytelling about a restaurant, say, or a deli, or a butcher. I want to hear about why he's a butcher, how he became the butcher. I want to hear about your stuff. I want to hear about all the things, right? So that's where we want to go with Getting Sauced. Until I started realizing how the content game worked. And we started doing micro content and reels and stuff on holy shit. Like the stuff, like we put one out tonight just for fun. Like Ashley, I said I was on strike because Ashley got a cool chef's jacket. I don't have a chef's jacket. Ashley got one from her brother because she's doing an event next week with her brother as a catering thing. So she got a really slick fucking black chef's coat from him.
Yeah.
And she put it on. I'm like, that's it. I'm on strike. Fucking screw you guys. I don't have a chef's coat. I'm not cooking anything. And she made dinner tonight. And we did like a minute and a half reel.
Nice.
We stitched together and it was funny as hell. I put it out Chris, I swear to God, within 4 minutes, I got a notification from Facebook. Your reel has had 100 views already. It's like, holy fuck.
But I mean, that's the balance between putting out serious, meaningful content.
I'm thinking those will drive them to the storytelling. And
I
want to do
live in a world where you have to do both. You have to I'm already restructuring in my mind how to push micro. I made that video to promote my thing on Rev Radio, which is a fucking cool video, I thought.
I haven't seen it on Revolution Radio. You put a video out?
No. The one I put on social media to say coming soon.
Oh yeah. No, that was good.
Yeah, I can't show it.
Micro, right? Like it's great.
Just like micro. It's out there. It's just like, okay, get people's attention to draw them to what you really want to do and what you really want to talk about. But going back to you and me connecting and working in a team dynamic, I didn't know how it was going to work because in my mind, I'm used to, okay, I know what I want to do, how I visualize it, how I'm going to voice over it, how I'm going to tell the story. So coming out when I flew out there, I'm like, I don't know how the hell we're going to do it because we didn't have a lot of time. to storyboard and prep. Like if we would have had more time, who knows? But the good thing is you and me think the same way as to how we want to look at it.
I think so.
So I kind of could visualize how you were going to tell the story. And the story is yet to be completely told. All you good people got some more stuff coming.
Oh yeah. Like
So it's like I just grabbed as much stuff from the perspective of how I could, hear you in my mind
yeah.
saying it, and then grab as much. And I sent you a lot of shit, and I know
It
you
was
fucking
perfect,
hate
though.
editing, but it's all there, right?
I
So
do. I do and I don't. I like it when I'm into it. It's just a matter of getting that motivation to sit down and actually like, okay,
yeah,
look, I've got
it's the word you
literally
used the other day is it's tedious.
literally
But
4 or 500 clips, and it's like I have to go through these and find what
yeah.
but then as I'm running the commentary that Ray as a correspondent on shit like
Oh
that
man, he is next level tier
nails
one,
it. Nails it, right?
dude.
Ask the right questions, ask them to you tell me what you saw, and
Yeah,
they tell you the story. But then I found, this is the best part, this is where I didn't hate the editing process, was I found the clips that you shot that they were talking about. Like Tracy Kent, a friend of ours for years from
yeah.
social media and everything. She came. Ray sat down with her, took a testimonial from her about the place, and she's been a Torontonian for her whole life, so she's known the Cheese Boutique her whole life, and she starts talking about it, and then as she's talking, I've got it playing in one window. Like my setup is like I've got windows everywhere, right? So she's talking, I'm going through your clips, and I'm seeing what she's talking about in your clips, and I'm
And
like,
that's the
okay,
creative process.
grab
That's what
that,
makes it
grab
that
that.
yeah.
So
When you
that's exciting, but
absolutely.
getting to that point and getting to sit down and organize that shit. Holy shit. Like, I don't get how these people, like, no wonder editors are like weirdos. Like, if you ever listen to, uh, it was actually Anthony Bourdain's, executive producer, the guy that did all of his, I can't, Tom, you'd see it. You'll see it if you look
Yeah,
on Audible for his book. He wrote a book after Bourdain died about their journey throughout all these places and the funny stories that happen behind the scenes. And he talks about exactly that. And it's like you gotta try and be like on top of what the guy's looking for. And it's it, Bourdain tried. He's like, you know what? These editors, they're pale skin loser. Get them on the plane. We're gonna bring them out to a location and we're gonna bring him to, and I think it was like Cambodia or something. He brought him, and it was
yeah.
a pretty tame location because they did some pretty controversial, like that show. They went to some controversial places politically, right? So
Absolutely, they did
so
for
they
sure.
decided to bring him to like a milk toast place, and they said we're gonna call it like getting the editors out in the sun. It was a joke, right? Like like bring an editor and get them exposed. These guys all flipped out because they're used to being in an editing bay, dark, nobody around them, and they're just kind of like focused on what they're seeing on the screen.
Yeah,
And they canned the entire program of bringing editors with them because of that, because they're a special breed, like video editors are a special fucking breed because it drove me nuts. Like I was down here yesterday when I was doing it.
yeah.
When I decided this is going to be a part 1, part 2 kind of thing for episode 1, that decision came middle of the day yesterday, and I went, there's too much stuff here to compress into one. Like I don't want to keep people sitting there watching a show for fucking an hour and a half. I can't do it, but there's so much to tell. So let's split it up. Who gives a shit? It's my show. I can do whatever the
Oh,
fuck
you can
I
do whatever the
want.
fuck you want. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm just gonna split it up.
And
And
you're also gonna find that, like,
but
I
it took
found
me 9 hours to do that.
I know.
Yesterday, I was down here all fucking day doing it, and I'm like, holy shit. Like these guys, I hats off to video people because you guys are fucking psychos.
They are, and I've been, like, in that process because I'm normally creating my thing,
Yeah,
right? So it's a theoretically easier, but sometimes once you look at what you've captured, this big mass of audio, video, B-roll, stills, whatever it is, and then suddenly the entire story that you thought you had in your brain
yeah,
changes as you go through the editing process. because editing is a creative process, right?
Big
I
time.
know it's some director directed, some actor acted, or was the talent, but the editor is putting all the raw material together.
Yeah.
In movies and TV and shit, it's based on a fucking script. But for
Yeah.
what we do, you have an idea in your mind. You record as much audio visual as you can,
Yeah.
and then you got to take it all and build your story. And sometimes halfway through that, the way you're going to tell the story, or even the story itself, evolves, changes. It's not the same thing.
No.
And
No.
that's happened to
Definitely
me
not.
twice. And I had to park my last project. So when I did that Afghan dinner thing,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be about them.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
I know, but here's what happened. I didn't get anything good. It was like herding fucking cats.
Yeah.
And all my good content was with a gentleman named Mike Rude, who's part of the Rude Awakening, and he's doing his big tour across Canada doing what he does. And I had a good interview with him here, and it turned into, no, this is now his story. And they're the sidebar to it as part of his journey
Okay.
of what he's doing since he got out of the from when he was in the military in Afghanistan
Yeah.
to what he's doing today. And that's based on what I have and how I saw the material evolve. And the reason nothing's out is because he's in fucking Newfoundland or something right now. And when he gets back, I need to take all of his additional material to build the full story. So that's what happened with that. And that's just an example of how what you think you're doing
I was just gonna say it.
to become something completely different.
It's fucked up. Like we all got into this game thinking that, oh, I've got this vision. I'm just gonna boom. I can like totally put it out and it'll be
Yeah.
in and out. I can get like we did the food truck, remember? Oh
Yep.
yeah. I'll have the video edited in a week and we'll have it out. Nope. Dude, it's a fucking grind. You
It
know,
is a
like
grind.
and it's a grind like from start to finish, and people don't realize it. They see the finished product and like yesterday's video, 16 minutes long.
Right. And it took you how long? Let's go back 9 hours.
Let's talk. Well, yeah, that was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Remember, like we did the intro. Remember, I was sending
Yeah.
you guys the intro like weeks ago. Be like, hey, what's this look like? What do you guys think about this? And like you're piecing this stuff together, and it's a labor of love. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, you're like, I I'm a one man show when it comes to a vision, because it'd be different if you and I were sitting in the same city or even the same province where we could get together for like a weekend. And
Yeah, that would
let's sit down and
be
bang this
we
out.
talked about that. That'd be a fucking game changer, but we
Of
don't have that
course.
luxury.
Because remote editing is bullshit. Like
Yeah.
anybody that tells you that you can edit remotely with an editor and get your point across, you'll never do it.
I agree.
So I had to learn how to do this. I have no idea how to do this shit. Like I do this. I do writing. I do like I know how to conceptualize content. I don't
Yeah.
know how to put it together and package it and make it pretty and shine it up and fucking send it out. I had to learn that on my own, right? So it's like, okay, I get it. Suck it up, big boy. You got to fucking do this, you know? And here we are. And it's coming together. Like I got some messages from actual media people yesterday. Well, today, because of yesterday's and they're like, "Holy shit, dude. Where did that come from?" I'm like, "That's me. I did it."
Yeah.
That's why it took so fucking long.
You're using CapCut like free shit.
No, I wasn't using Cap.
You
The actual
dropped your game a bit. Okay.
Yeah, no, we've upgraded some things here, like the standalone. The CapCut
Okay.
is for my reels and shit. Like I do that at like that's a mobile.
Yeah.
You know, like the video of Ashley tonight was all CapCut. Like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Who cares? It's social media, right? It'll get the message out, but it's literally a minute long. If I'm going to do long form stuff, I want it to look good. I want the music to be licensed. I don't want to get fucking copyrights. I don't want to get all this shit. I was so
Not
nervous.
that that's happened before.
Yeah, right. I was so nervous yesterday because Ashley even she caught it at one point. I think it was during Dean's interview. You can hear Alanis Morissette in the background.
Oh, because we had that speaker playing all the music in the
So I'm like, fuck. But I guess there is a certain ratio or a threshold that YouTube algorithms will allow because they know it's background music. They know it's like literally in the background of the scene. It's not like
Okay, yeah.
prominent. So it's like, okay. and I'm waiting for the green light. And I'm sitting here, and I was on pins and needles because we announced the premiere for 8 p.m. The video started uploading at 4. Okay. And when you're doing 1080p, you know how long it takes to get shit up, right? So it's like,
Yep.
I'm watching it and I see the SD go through, and it's like, okay, now we're checking your content. And I'm like, okay, so now it's 5:30.
And you're like, fucking, come on.
What am I going to do if this says
Yeah.
you've got a copyright strike? Because I want them to eventually get monetized. By the way, let me sidebar. If you're not subscribed to the Getting Sauce podcast YouTube, please fucking do so. We got like 160 now. I need 1,000 to actually make some sort of money. I can't even apply to be an affiliate.
Yeah.
Make money on YouTube without 1,000 subscribers. So
And it's good. It's good content. Get on there and watch.
We need you to
learn some shit too.
Yeah, please. Like, and tell your friends. Like, I don't care if you watch it. Subscribe to it and mute it or whatever. I don't care. Just hit the subscribe and just get that number up for me, please. So I'm on like pins and needles waiting for that to come through, and I'm like, shit, are we gonna be okay? And it comes through finally at like 6:15. The show premieres at 8. I'm like, okay, good. And now all it's gonna take is somebody to be a dink and report it for copyright. But I like how YouTube. Have you tried that, by the way?
What's that?
I wanted to check to see how, like, if some asshole that hated me from Crier from Dean Blundell Network, if some asshole wanted to come on my channel and kind of,
or from wherever,
or no,
yeah,
that's where they would come from, because they all live in Twitter troll land.
Yeah,
and they would come and they would try and fuck with it. And I was worried about what happens if you, like, can you report a copyright infringement? So I tried it.
Can't you?
No, unless
really?
you are the owner of the copyright. If the algorithm doesn't catch it,
yeah, because they would get bombed with shit from haters. That makes sense.
You have to put your name behind it. You have to put your email there. You have to verify your information before you can report something like that, right? So I'm like, okay, anybody from, I don't know where Alanis Morissette was from. It was an MCA Universal in Canada. I don't know. If they were to watch that and they're like, okay, he's not trying to monetize Alanis's content.
No, it's shit playing in the background.
Literally a speaker like 40 feet away from the microphone.
Yeah.
It'll be fine, you know? So yeah, it's such a weird, it's a weird space to navigate when you're not part of this, you know, like you don't do this for a full-time job. I don't have consultants. Let's pull some curtains back here. It's not like we had a bunch of fucking advisors at the previous place we were at, Chris. You know, like nobody was giving us guidance on how to do shit.
Just go do your thing. Okay.
And then just put it up and then it'll get fucking taken down and never monetized. And like there was no, you know, so like we never, like, I don't know. So I have to research my own things. I have to Google that. And I got to read about like copyright law, and I got to read about like all this shit. That's why when we got to Revolution Radio, I thought, what a weird feeling to be able to play whatever the fuck I want to play, and nobody's going to give me shit.
Yeah, well, and I thought that was fucked up too, so I had to dig into that, and then
we're never going to get paid for it. That's the best part. Well, but I don't care. It's just fun to do. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. So the discussion, and not to get too far in, is
it's okay.
Separate the Canadian as Fuck podcast, which is a great pod,
amazing pod.
Separate that from Revolution Radio, which is legal. He's got a SOCAN license. He can play the music.
He does.
But you monetize the pod to promote the radio thing, but all your money comes out of the pod.
I didn't know he actually had a SOCAN.
Yeah, it's like $200.
Really?
Otherwise, this shit's illegal.
I had no idea.
Anybody can get one. And CRTC does not come after you for copyright shit. It has to be the label or the artist.
Yeah.
So that's how the bars do it. So it was explained to me, as long as it's not monetized. So any given bar
that's the point,
plays whatever music has to have this SOCAN license, which is $200 one-time thing. And then they can play whatever the fuck they want.
Okay. So if I
it's a bullshit money grab is what it is.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it sounds like. But I mean, like, what am I like? So and outside of just having a nice fun time putting together like the Getting Sauced barbecue playlist, you putting together the mixtape, we'll never be able to monetize that.
No, but
right? It's just
you're
that's literally for either promotion.
That's your hobby project, but you
And
use it
promotion.
to promote your other shit, right?
That's it.
So
Yeah.
if we're gonna live in a so just to transition, so everybody's tracking what the fuck we're talking about here.
I know. We really
Myself
haven't
and
put out
Ryan,
announcements.
yeah, have collaborated with DJ Craig G from Revolution Radio and the host of Canadian as Fuck podcast to do some stuff on Revolution Radio. Go to revolutionradio.live. There's 24-hour music. It's a fucking horrible website. Sorry, he's working on it.
Yeah.
And myself and Ryan, we're gonna do a show. I already started the first episode that I recorded. Here, I'm plugging my own shit for a second.
Do it.
Is where is it? It's called The Mixtape with Army Chris. If you listen to full volume on 95.7 Cruise FM last summer, you heard the metal mixtape with Army Chris. And this is it's more like talk show with music, not music with talking. To change it up. Myself and Chris Myers canned the first episode yesterday. Myself and Ryan are doing, I think we're going to try and bang it out tomorrow afternoon after my dump run. I got toilets to take. And then
we're doing that today.
And then and it'll be on I grabbed the Power Hour slot. I wanted the Much Music Power Hour slot from Thursday nights back in the fucking day.
Smart guy.
So but again, that's a project for us. That's just, you're not going to make money through that. It helps promote your shit. And if it's fun, do it. Do shit that's fun.
Yeah. And that's it. And it's a double-edged sword. You can promote, like I'll promote my YouTube. Where that is where I don't play licensed content and can get away with, making some money. Actually, you know what? You have the ability and so do I. Do you mind if I just for a taste on how this opens?
Yeah, man. Play your stuff.
Oh, all right. Let's see how this works. I think I can do it from here.
You can.
Yeah. Oh.
Later. Have a listen.
Crack that cold one and turn the volume all the way up. The Getting Sauce Podcast Barbecue Playlist is now on the air, right here on Revolution Radio Canada.
That's right, kids. We're back for another week. That's me. Spinning tunes and spitting tips for your barbecue season. I'm your host, Ryan Lindley, Getting Sauce, the podcast.
It's what it rolls into.
Tips for brand new smokers and seasoned vets coming up. We're talking about picking your wood.
I love it. I love it, man. It's great.
Don't tell me what they're doing.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to cut that before we get cut off of all of our other channels.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll jump in.
Oh, do you have your army?
Whoops. Fuck that up. Yeah, I got a couple. What do I got?
Turn that mix minus off. I'm sorry. Oh, that was, or turn it on. That was my bad for the intro. That.
Oh, that's all good. I got this. Here's what you're gonna get to hear is the intro tomorrow night.
This is the Mixtape with Army Chris, a weekly show featuring incredible music and special guests. Join us each and every week for awesome music, content, and conversation. The Mixtape with Army Chris on Revolution Radio Canada.
I love it. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I just want to do something different, man. You know.
Did you hear Craig's ID for me?
No. Do you have
really?
Play it?
Yeah. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it. Absolutely, I want to hear it.
This is great.
Ah, the sounds of the grill, cooking over an open flame, a cold beverage, and family and friends. It just doesn't get any better than this. Oh! Oh, no! I guess the ribs must have gotten out of hand.
Oh, my God.
Didn't I just leave the cooking to the professionals? In conjunction with the Getting Sauce podcast, this is the Pit Mix with Chef Ryan Lindley, a weekly show with tips, tricks, and tunes to get you grilling. The Pit Mix with Ryan Lindley is on Revolution Radio Canada.
Like, how cool is that?
That is fucking wicked, man.
Isn't that awesome?
Right on. See, this is the sidebar stuff. And for everybody out there that's watching or listening to this after the fact, you have to do more than just, I want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
There's 1.9 million, probably more now, So like a year and a half ago when I started this shit and didn't know what I was doing and still don't,
Yeah.
there was 1.9 million podcasts out there.
Okay.
So it's not about necessarily about niche. It's about broadband social media and broadband media. I hate the word social media. Broadband media to promote your brand and get you out there. So that's why, good God, you heard it here first. I might be coming back to fucking Facebook, but I am ditching Twitter. And then doing this, collaborating with Craig, collaborating with Ryan. You know, and this isn't a selfish thing. It's because those are projects I want to work on, things that I want to do.
That's what this is.
Right? They're
Is.
passion projects.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they monetize, great. If they don't,
yeah, fuck it.
Well,
you know what?
Fuck it is what it is.
Dude, I'll bear it out here. When I was a kid, like 11, 12 years old, in my bedroom listening to AM 640 in Toronto, The Hog, listening to guys like Jesse and Gene Velitis, who's I'm still good friends with to this day. Listening to that and wanting to be on, like, I wanted to be on the radio. That was always a thing of mine. I wanted to be on a radio. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be that hockey fucking stupid jock that would, talk up songs, hit the post, fucking do all that stuff, have the funny phone calls in the morning.
Yeah.
I wanted that. So as I was a kid, what was I doing? I was building, you can build a microphone out of an old speaker. You just reverse the polarity and fucking plug it in. And it becomes a speak. Like, that's how microphones work. Right. So like, I'm learning all this shit as a kid because you don't have any money.
Nope.
And then
don't.
So for years and years and years, I go along that dream hits the back burner as adult things happen. And then as you get older, you're like, I still wanted to do that. I still want it. But now I've got a couple of bucks. I'm going to buy a nice microphone. I'll buy a good fucking deck. I'll hook up with the right people. And now I can actually do that. Even still, it's not on the radio, but I can still do that thing and get that itch satisfied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it works, fucking great. Especially in this day and age, who knew? Like, back when I was 12 years old, nobody knew what a podcast was.
No.
Nobody knew that something else would catch up with my fucking boyhood fantasy of being on the air. But now we have that opportunity, and it's a little more freedom even still to this point to do it that way. It's not as commercialized. It's and we can kind of run our own ship. And that's that actually gets me excited. It gets me kind of pumped up to do this again. So that's why we're doing this.
That's why we're doing it. Is we can do the things we've always wanted to do, and we have the tech to do it. But everybody else does too now. So if you really, if you want to get competitive and you want to monetize, that's going to take some time and effort and work to do that.
Yeah.
But like my best advice is to anybody is if you have dreams of monetization, you should park those for a bit.
Get rid of
polish your shit.
Just do your thing, and that will come.
Get polished. There are so many tools out there. I'm not even AI is another fucking podcast altogether. But there are so many tools out there that make it easier to make good content than there has ever been ever, and it's only going to get better. So focus on making good content that is relevant, that people like to listen to or hear or watch, and then if you're really serious, you could look at whatever paths lead to monetization. But right now, have fun with it, I think is what we're trying to say, and try to make out relevant, interesting, and fun content that you enjoy making.
My listen, one of the comments is there. My buddy Mike, he remembers these days. Back in the day, we literally bought an FM transmitter and tried to Mike's a tech guy. He's an instrument tech guy, right? So
okay,
so Mike would try. We did everything we could to boost that little transmitter, and I didn't care if it had a 4-block radius or a 40-block radius. We had we were on the radio. Like, if you tuned your radio into that frequency, you could hear us talking, and that drove me nuts. I'm like, I gotta follow that. I gotta figure out how to do this. And then, like I say, as you get older and things that life gets in the way of those boyhood dreams, here we are. And now it's like, well, you know what? I got a couple of days.
See, that's cool stuff, because the shit I was building back when we were kids, I'd be on a fucking watch list right now. So we're not even going to go.
Yeah,
Not even
that's
gonna
why
go
you
there,
ended up
man.
where
Yeah.
you ended up, and
Exactly.
you actually used that. You directed that energy into something
Yeah, it just
useful
ended
to
up that
protect
way. But
people.
like I didn't even know I wanted to get into this kind of thing until
Yeah.
I did, I guess.
No,
Anyway,
it was great, but like you say, the AI thing. I read a thing yesterday, and you're gonna.
it's
I think I sent it to
crazy,
you.
scary, crazy shit.
I sent it to you about the guy that said he goes. I was talking to my local dry cleaner, and the local dry cleaner told me he's losing $10,000 a month in his business, and I introduced him to the power of Chat GPT and AI for his business. So now and it's only $20 a month. So now he loses $10,000 and $20 a month. It's yeah,
Wow.
like we can put a lot of thought and hope into AI and that kind of shit, but you know what? Nothing will ever replace this. There's
No,
too many
human
variables in this.
creativity is never going to be replaced by it. It'll be emulated. It has. Have I used it to speed workflow? Yeah,
For sure. For
but it's
writing,
all driven by a fucking idea. Where
yep,
okay, I need a list of interview questions,
exactly.
and it did that or whatever. But it's not. It
Yep.
doesn't take away the creative process.
Yeah, I took a like scripts. Like I used to write like when I wrote for Crier and
Yeah,
I wrote for Dean Blundell, I would when AI came in, I would take my idea, I would write my article and I would run it through AI just to get an idea if I missed something or if
yeah.
there was, but it would give me false information at the same time. Like it would give me like I did it for the Cheese Boutique. This is the best. So the first time we went to Cheese Boutique, right? When Dean and I went, we did that sit down. We had the big round table where we had the cheese and everything else we were sitting. So I did this big like blow up article about what we did while we were there. And I thought, okay, I'll run it through AI and I'll get it to get me some background on
Yeah.
the store. Even though I had a trove of information. I'm lazy. I'm a human. You know, it's like fuck. Somebody else write it.
And you're
You know what I
curious,
mean?
so let's try it out.
Right. So and
That
it
was
was
me.
so I pumped my stuff in there. It gave me so much false information.
Yeah,
And it tells you, it warns you. It says, listen, you need to like if you're
yeah.
gonna put
You need
something
to
in here,
deep
you need to
dive into this
proofread it.
shit.
You need to
100%,
proofread
man.
what we give you because we're just going to kind of give you like the structure of something and
Yeah.
you need to fill in the gaps, right? And
Well,
like names.
sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the names it gave, like it gave me names of like it's the Pristine family, they've always owned
Yeah.
Cheese Boutique.
So the
Every,
two things I learned about it is first of all, it's governed to 2 years old information.
apparently it's connected to the internet now because
Well,
Google pushed their hand.
they've changed it because they were going to govern it to it will never produce anything less than 2 years old.
Google came out with their version of AI. I can't remember what it's called now. Bard. Google
Oh, they
Bard.
have their own.
Right.
No.
So but it's not available in Canada yet.
No, I mean
But
it's going to ramp up really quickly.
Google Bard runs on real-time information from
Yeah.
the internet,
Chat
right?
GPT will become the Netscape of web browsers. Like it'd be the OG, but fucking bye-bye, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
I used it like I'll give you an example because when I co-hosted James P. White's live Star
Mhm.
Wars thing.
Yeah, you were using that for your questions. I
I used
remember
it
you were
to
talking about it.
stump a Jedi, and I ran
Yeah.
it, and I'm a quasi Star Wars nerd, not to that level,
Right.
but I read something I'm like, "That's not fucking right." Like, I know that's not right, so you can rerun shit in it,
Yeah.
and I reran it, and it spits out some of the same stuff sometimes.
Yep.
So you have to put your diligence into it to make sure as you said earlier, to make sure it's accurate. Because I was looking at something like, "Nope, that's fucking not right. That's not right.
Yeah.
That's good."
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's what do you got coming up next? Let's do some pump ups here, pump the tires up a bit, and we'll wrap this up.
Season 1, episode 1, part 2 of Getting Sauce, the podcast, Cheese Boutique Food Truck Takeover is in the works. It's already in the editing bay, as we were just talking about, and I'm hating every minute of it. Chris is actually finding even more clips every day, and he's sending my way, so which is nice. So part 2 will be out very soon. But if you haven't seen part 1, I urge you, and please, if you're not already subscribed, I beg you, I beg you like a beggar to subscribe to my at Getting Sauce podcast channel on YouTube, because I didn't know you can't monetize shit until you hit 1,000 subscribers, and we've never pushed our YouTube, and like it's one of those that we've
No,
always kind of like played
I
around on
ignored mine
socials.
too. I have no idea what I got.
I didn't know, and it's like I'm an idiot. Like I could have used the last 2 years to push it, and I know that it would have been great, but whatever. I don't care. I don't mind starting from where I'm at. I understand that, you know, we kind of let it slide for other priorities, but maybe mismanaged or not, whatever. But here
Yeah.
we are. So if you're not already
But you'll
subscribed, I urge
get
you.
there.
Yeah, I
Check
urge
it out,
you.
the Getting Sauce podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go to all Ryan's socials,
Yeah,
at
it's on
Getting
there.
Sauce Pod, right?
Yeah.
And get on
Uh,
there, follow what's going on, and then subscribe to that channel.
And then keep your ears open if you're on Twitch, because we're on Twitch too. You can subscribe to that, but I don't think I can do much with that, but it's there.
Yeah.
But if you're on Twitch, subscribe to Revolution Radio Canada on Twitch, because that's where you're going to hear the Army Chris mixtape, and you're going to hear the Getting Sauce podcast barbecue playlist, where we actually get to like flex our creativity muscles without any sort of worry.
And that's what we
gonna
do
be
in the
so
live
fun.
shows where we can play music. So you can
Yeah.
always listen to revolutionradio.live, the radio player on the internet.
Yeah.
But
Or
if you
on
want live
Twitch.
interactive shows, and Craig G has a bunch, and we're going to be doing some.
We're in the chat all the time. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to get on it on Twitch.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I was always kind of hesitant on Twitch. It's only because I didn't understand it. And ever since Craig's being introduced to Craig and Canadian as Fuck and Revolution Radio, I love it in there. It's actually like it's fun. It's
You know what I got on in Twitch? So Derek Allen, who's a former 95.7 Cruise FM radio host. He's also an amazing DJ. He's originally from Thompson, Manitoba, which is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Dude's a machine when it comes to a deck. He's amazing.
During the lockdown, he was doing live DJ Twitch shows, because Twitch is the only thing that would let you actually play music without shutting you down, right?
Yeah.
And they've even tightened that up. There's nothing that can stay recorded. It has to be live or it's done.
That's right.
So Derek was doing live DJ shows for all of his friends and family back in Manitoba, and we had people from Miami. We did a few from my kitchen.
That's wild. Yeah, I remember the pictures. You used to post the pictures on your Instagram,
exactly, right? Yeah. So that's where I got introduced to Twitch, and it's a great environment for what Craig's doing with Revolution Radio. So yeah, check.
You know what else is nice about it?
Find it on there too.
You can play you can do what you're doing on Twitch without somebody showing up to tell you that you either are sucking Pierre Poilievre's dick or Justin Trudeau's dick. It's great. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, you're not going to get blanked out. I'm trying to avoid all that shit. I got to go vote for my. Listen, we're having an election in Alberta, so I got to pick whether I want syphilis or gonorrhea tomorrow.
Yeah, you get a shit sandwich or a turd milkshake.
Yeah, it's pick your STD week, as we call it out here. We're going to wrap this up. I want to thank Mr. Ryan Lindley, host of the Getting Sauce.
Where did Bryce go?
Check him out. We're going to do it again for sure, and I'll get at you later for because he's going to be on my live show, which I'll talk about in a second.
Good.
So yeah, subscribe to the Getting Sauce podcast on YouTube. Follow at Ryan Lindley. Follow at Getting Sauce podcast on all of your social media platforms. Ryan, I want to thank you, brother, and we'll do this again soon.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun. It's been a while since we get to stretch these live muscles.
I know. Okay, we'll chat later.
Okay, brother.
All right, thank you, everybody. Let's wrap this shit up, because I don't know if you know what a PCB is. That's one of those chemical things. No, it's piss, cigarette, beer, and I fucking need all three right now. So I want to thank my sponsors at Positive Mike's Brewing. I'm drinking one of Positive Mike's beers right now. You can get the gear. I can get the beer. So if you want Positive Mike's beer, you're going to have to come out here and hang out with me when I cook up a brisket. I also want to thank the good folks at Lakeside Farmstead, Jeff Noney and his family, producing some of the finest dairy and beef you're going to get in Alberta. I get my Wagyu cross from Jeff and the family up there, just north of Edmonton. If you're not in the area, they do fly it. They do deliver. The Veteran Farmer, the good folks of the Veteran Farmer, are taking care of veterans for several years now. They've helped me out with all my Veterans Affairs stuff, and they'll provide you solutions for a lot of the shit Bryce is into, medicinal cannabis, how to use it properly, and source you out with that good stuff. And lastly, Revolution Radio. Here's my plug, and then we're going to punch out of here. I will be on Revolution Radio, episode 1, show 1, call it what you will, the mixtape show with Army Chris on revolutionradio.live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Sorry, that's not true. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. It is a talk show oriented show that also has music, theme based. Tomorrow's theme is going to be bands that have jumped the shark, bands that should probably pack it in, and bands that lost all their members. So stay tuned for that show. It's based on Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison's thing last week. And every Thursday night, there'll be a different show, different theme, and some different guests. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and I am out.